I am always excited for games that push limits and do something new, and we've seen a lot of titles upset individuals who think developers are pushing graphics or concepts way too far, but a trailer recently released for an upcoming Bodycam FPS, and journalists are freaking out over it, saying that it looks too realistic, and it's causing quite a controversy on social media. But before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and to the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or supporter via YouTube memberships. Now, I wanted to start off with this Game Rant article, and I am also going to reference a PC Gamer one because both of these journalists are kind of freaking out. Realistic Bodycam FPS game is causing controversy on social media. Now, a lot of people have reacted to this trailer. As you can see, it's got over 29 million views on Twitter, and it looks absolutely crazy. It really does look so realistic. It looks like something that is going to upset people. As soon as I saw it, I went, oh no, there's going to be controversy, because we have seen a few different body cam FPS games be teased or concepts be released, and they have caused a little bit of heat, but the way that these journalists are acting is just absurd in my opinion. So, it says the first gameplay trailer for developer Drama's tactical body cam shooter, Unrecord, has gamers divided over the game's realistic visual and police-centric storyline. Now, as you can see, they are trying to pin this off on gamers. Oh, well, gamers are divided, but that's not really true. While yes, there are some individuals in the comment section saying, wow, this really pushes the limits, most people are saying that it looks stunning, that this is what we expect from like a VR type of game when we expect a first-person FPS. We have also seen body cam games be released in the past and kind of failed because no AAA developer has done it. But this is why I like indie devs, because they are doing things AAA devs are not. It says the first clips were released in late 2022 before the game had an official title, making waves online as gamers debated whether the lifelike visuals on display were actually in-game or pre-rendered footage. Scrolling down though, this is where the journalists start to get upset. Responses to the realistic gameplay footage were decidedly mixed, with responses split between those awed by the stunning visuals and others who felt troubled by the context of the game. While the visuals in it are undoubtedly impressive, releasing a bodycam style shooter at a time when real-world bodycam footage of police ending the lives of civilians is a mainstay of the nightly news is likely to be seen as highly problematic by many gamers. And of course, it's also going to be seen as highly problematic by people like this, by journalists like this, because whenever something pushes the limits or makes them feel slightly uncomfortable, they freak out. Now, PC Gamer had said that the most immediately striking and for some off-putting feature of the game is its nearly photorealistic body cam look. It's a look that's generally associated with military and tactical police operations, but also with evidence of military and police brutality, particularly in recent years. Now, they do also go on to, of course, make the argument that video games cause real-world violence, something we have seen many times over the years, and the argument that these games could cause real-world violence because they're so realistic. Some people would become morbidly interested in this content and try to simulate it in real life, has been around for decades at this point, yet there's no evidence linking video game violence and real-world violence together. It's simply a narrative people use in order to push their beliefs that video games depicting crimes and war shouldn't be around, which of course I find absurd. If you don't like this content, that is perfectly fine, but to demand it not be made or that games like this are banned is 1984 levels of wrong. And, of course, this trailer actually blew up. A lot of people are talking about it. I think that it looks stunning. While, yes, I could understand why some people might go, wow, this is really realistic, I look at it and go, wow, they're really pushing the limits here. Other people are saying things like absolutely insane, also joking about minimum requirements, space shuttle processor, dolphin memory, Wakanda graphics card, wet water cooling. I don't even want to think about what the PC requirements are going to be for this game, but yes, I do think they are going to be extremely high. That is really, really impressive. WTF, this is absolutely incredible. Most people in this comment section are being very positive, saying that this is crazy and I cannot wait for this release. But the developers actually decided to make a statement on this just because they know that some people are questioning the game right now. And I'm not going to read their whole statement, but I do want to read one specific section. It says, pro-police or anti-police? As a French studio addressing a global audience, this game does not engage in any foreign policy and it is not inspired by any real-life events. The game will obviously avoid any undesirable topics such as discrimination, racism, violence against women and minorities. The game will have no biased take on criminal acts or police violence. We also respect and understand people who may feel disturbed by the game's image. Art cannot fight against interpretation. So first of all, I question this part where they're saying they're avoiding any undesirable topics like discrimination, racism, violence against minorities. You're talking about a Bodycam FPS game. Like, is that really what you're worried about? I get that they're trying to kind of save their image from any questions that people might raise, like, oh, are you going to be able to just shoot all different kinds of people in this? They clearly don't want people to think that this is like a Grand Theft Auto where you're going through cities and towns and you can just, kill everyone in the video game. They're trying to make sure that people understand it is a military base title. But the next part and some of what they say, like art cannot fight against interpretation, is something I definitely like from them, so I feel like the statement's pretty 50-50. Justifying the undisclosed content of the game would be a spoiler, and you will discover the direction of the themes for yourself. The public generally trusts film, series, and novel writers on the intelligence of the point of view when it comes to detective, gangster, or police stories. Why not for a video game? If the game presents political messages, they will be made consciously or in your interpretation. If the game aims to be a subversive title in certain countries, we will assume the label. So I feel like the statement is pretty good for the most part, except for them talking about avoiding any undesirable topics. I think that is where they get into a territory of absurd, in my opinion. But yeah, they made a pretty decent statement overall, and they're really not afraid of the backlash that they're facing. They probably knew they were going to face backlash, and they don't really care. They're very proud of the content that they are currently developing. I don't think that this game has a specific time frame. It is now being able to be wishlisted on Steam, so I would assume it's coming out sometime in 2023, but it is a game that I will definitely be keeping my eye on. But I just thought it was absolutely hilarious that journalists are already starting to melt down, saying things like, this really pushes the boundaries, it's gonna make a lot of people feel uncomfortable. It's fine if you feel uncomfortable and you don't want to play it, but you shouldn't try to get it taken off the internet because you don't like it. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.